Welcome back to
Internet
Internet
Girlz.
Girlz. Yay!
What is up? You guys, Torri and I are apart right now, which breaks my heart because we were just together like 3 days ago.
I know. It was so fun. We literally had such a blast.
It was perfect.
I know. We were laughing until we cried almost every single night.
That's so us. I feel like that was when we first met and we went on the Virgin Cruise. That was literally all we did. Like we would stay up so late, just like laughing our asses off. I've never laughed harder than I've laughed with you.
I know. It's so good. I was trying to explain to Matt like the stuff we were laughing about last night. And he was laughing too because he was like, that's funny. But I was like, I still don't know if you understand the essence of how funny it was.
Had to be there.
Yeah.
No, it was so good though, because I was like thinking last week I felt, overwhelmed because obviously I have like no energy. And I was like, okay, Tori's coming to stay. And I forgot just like how easy it is. I was like, you don't need to leave actually. Like you can stay forever. Like this takes no energy out of me. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like, let's just chill. Because I'm not like the person who's like, okay, entertain me. Like, you don't have to entertain me. So
I know. You're easy.
Yeah.
Come stay all the time. I hate that we're so far. Like, you need to move to California ASAP. Thank you.
I know. Which eventually I definitely will be moving.
That'll be great.
To
oh
Cali.
My God, a dream. A dream.
We're going to get into like that whole trip and the magical baby shower. So that's pretty much like our updates. So normally we do that first, but we do have some like pressing internet issues that we need to discuss.
Pressing.
Yeah.
Very important.
First of all, we talked about the Brianna chicken fries, Zach Bryan stuff a couple episodes ago at this point, because this is, filmed in advance briefly because it had just happened. But since that happened, like so much tea has been spilled. And if you're up with it, we don't need to like dive into every single little thing, but basically gist of it. He is the smallest man that's ever lived, and Dave Portnoy's diss tracks are hilarious. Also, Dave Portnoy like trying to do a diss track is so funny. Like he has no rhythm. Like I actually did not know that someone with less rhythm could exist in the
world. White is an understatement.
Yeah.
I know you sent it to me on TikTok and I was like, this is simultaneously so good and so bad.
Yeah, but I love him for trying. I cannot believe Zach Bryan is such an asshole. Like the stuff that has come out that he's done, she's basically confirmed that he's been physically abusive, and he's just like such a narcissist. Offering $12 million to like shut her up is insane. Like
absolutely insane.
Matt keeps saying though, he's like, I don't know, I would have took the money.
oh no, in a heartbeat. I was listening to the BFFs podcast, and when she was talking, she was like, I didn't know if I should take the money or not. I was like, take it. But I mean, she's a somebody, like she's gonna make $12 million. But I was like, the things that I would do for $12 million, like I would absolutely just shut the fuck up and like go live in a beautiful like cabin somewhere and be like, well, that was an experience.
Yeah. But imagine like how infuriating it would be to like have then he gets to say like whatever he wants. So like the girls who are average girls who like aren't in the position to make $12 million, that obviously are like, okay, well, I'm taking the money, because it's almost like a no-brainer at that point. Like, they just have had to like live with the fact that no one will ever know, and he just gets to like,
I wonder how he got to that number though. 12 million. That's like such a random number.
Well, it started low, she said, and then it went higher.
Oh, she negotiated. Queen.
Yeah, love that.
She negotiated, and then she was like, just kidding, I'm not even taking it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna expose you, which she hasn't even said everything. But I also just want to applaud her for sticking up for women like that, because that's just awesome, because it's made so many women feel seen and heard. And like, I don't know, because that's just something that's not really talked about, like narcissism abuse like that. Like you talk about it a little bit, but like not out in the public. I don't know anyone who's like really brought it to light in that way. So
Yeah, I mean, just the TV show Tell Me Lies.
that's right.
Like
And
that was perfect. That was spot on. And now we have like a real life example, and it's like,
yeah. Yeah. So Brianna Chicken Fry, thank you for your service. I'm so sorry you went through that. And oh, Hannah, this came out today. So new development in the case
oh, do
is
tell.
yeah. So you know how she was like advertising, so she was like, I'm going to the UFC fight, like, so Dana White or whatever, I think that's who it was, invited her to the UFC fight. She was sitting behind like Miles Teller and his wife at the fight, and like Donald Trump was like 2 rows in front of her. She was like, this is crazy, like what the hell. But anyway, so she was at the fight, and she was advertising that she was going to be there like a couple days before. You know what Zach Bryan did?
What?
His management had a few of his songs play at the fight. Yeah. And then not only that,
shut the fuck up.
no, it gets worse. So him and his team reached out to like someone who was slated to win, and I'm sure they did this to multiple people, but one of the people who's like not versed on like internet drama or lore, they were like, hey, if you win, I'm sure they did it to like anyone, if you win the fight, like, will you please say that you're coming to the Zach Bryan show, and like paid the winner to say that, like, oh, I'm excited to see Zach Bryan, grab the mic after the show and say that. And he did, because he didn't know, because
oh my god,
just because she said she was gonna be there. But this all came out literally today. I don't know when you guys are hearing this, but is that not,
that's insane. And is the fighter gonna get like canceled for that?
Okay, so this makes it even better. How this all even came out is because, okay, so that happened like on Friday, and then a podcast episode got released today of him, that winner, on on being interviewed, being like, hey, that was weird that you just grabbed the mic and said that, like, are you a huge Zach Bryan fan or something? And he was like, actually, I don't even know who that dude is. Like, he just reached out to my management team. He just reached out to my management team, and actually, I don't really listen to country music. The only country music that I do listen to is Morgan Wallen.
Oh my god, that could not be more perfect.
I know. Is that not
an icon, a legend?
Yes.
That's so iconic. Oh, that's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what I've been seeing too that's been like crazy? So I saw this TikTok where this girl was like, oh, this is awkward. And she had Zach Bryan's lyrics tattooed on her arm. And she was like, I have to get this removed now. And all these men in the comments were like, oh my God, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you seriously don't have to get your tattoo removed. And everyone was like, no, like she does though, because like he is a terrible person, and you can't just like have. And I'm like, this is the difference between men and women. Like, men are like, narcissism and abuse is fine, like it's okay,
like it's not
like,
that big
don't
of a
cancel
deal.
him for that. Yeah, and then the women are like, no, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Men,
So
I
stupid.
swear they need to be wiped off the face of the earth.
I
Except for our
know.
husbands.
Yeah. The rest of you.
Yeah. Bye. Just Sean and Matt can stay. Oh, I die.
Yeah.
What a crazy situation. But yeah, if you guys haven't listened to the BFFs podcast episode with Dave Portnoy and Brianna Chicken Fry, like, y'all need to listen, because it's pretty fucked up. Like, it's sad.
Yeah. And there's 2 episodes where they fully talk about it, so go listen to both of them. It's crazy. But also, Zach Bryan's canceled, unfortunately, because I do love his music. But
I know it's actually like some of my favorite country music, but I will not be listening to it anymore. Goodbye. I don't need you in my life.
No, same. I hate it. Anyways, and then the other big internet thing that's been going on is the Pajama Gate that's happening. So,
yes, tell us, Torri. Tell us, because I saw like a very brief video from Ali Kutch, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" So update us.
So this is like, I'm not super versed on this like I typically am when I come to you guys with the internet lore. So this is going to be like very quick and summarize. I might get some of this wrong, but basically there's these two girls who are started this pajama company. To me, not to hurt anyone's feelings and not to use this word because I feel like this is a swear word, but I think it's all kind of chuggy. Like,
I knew you were going to say that.
yeah. But to start a pajama company called For the Mims, like For the Mims, could you get any more chuggy than that? Like, stop. Like, that's disgusting. Like, please. Like, anyways. And also the pajamas are not very cute in my opinion, but apparently they were charging people like $100 for these pajamas that were like pieces of shit, basically, like see-through nylon material. People were like criticizing them so much because of like the price of the pajamas being that much for what they are. It's not like they're like bamboo material. It's not like these are silk pajamas. Like, these are cheap material pajamas for $100, but that these two influencers are selling. It's like the sister-in-law duo, you know?
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, and super chuggy. Ugly. Sorry if you thought that they were cute. But anyway, so
you have bad taste.
yeah. But so everyone is canceling them because of that. And apparently one of the sister-in-laws is like mad because they invested all this like money in this company. And I get it, it's a lot of money to like start a company, and they wanted to make some of their money back. So they like are like, they lowered the price after all the backlash, and they're like, we're not going to make any money from this. And I'm like, yeah, that's normal. Like, when you launch a company off of your first launch, like, you shouldn't expect to make any money. Or honestly, for the first year of like launches, you don't make that, you shouldn't make any money. It's like your second year of business is like when you really make money, or like if there's a high demand, and then you can like, you know, anyways. So yeah, that's going on the internet, and people are freaking out. The one thing I did think was interesting about this is, you know, the girl Avery Woods, who's like a TikToker, who,
yeah.
so she is like weighing in on this heavily because she's like friends with one of them. Like, they like came up together, and I thought that this was just an interesting anecdote. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, she's talking about this, that's so immature of her, blah blah blah. Which I think, like, if it's on the internet, and because she talked about it on her podcast, and I'm like, she can weigh in if she feels like necessary. But anyways, she was saying that she invited one of the girls. She had got invited on her first brand trip, and she invited one of those girls to come with her because they were like internet friends. And that girl was like, oh, can you please, can my sister-in-law please come too, like blah blah blah. So then, which is so, just that's in the weird realm, yeah, just so you guys know, like, that is not a normal thing. Like, that's very much like an overstep to ask that. Like
y'all are that close that you can't go on a trip without your sister-in-law?
Yeah, but if someone invites you on a brand trip, that is not kosher. Like, that is not something that you do. Just be like,
you should be kissing the ground they walk on.
Yeah, you should be like, thank you for having me, thank you for inviting me, not like, oh, can you ask the brand if I can bring someone else? Like, that's a huge deal. Like, if you're not an influencer, I don't know if you understand how big of a like red flag that is. Like, you don't do. But Avery Woods, you know what she did? She asked her management if they would do that, and they did. And so they reached out to the brand and was like, hey, can her plus one really wants to bring
a plus one.
Yeah. And
that's wild.
It was ColourPop, or I think who it was, and they said yes, and they let her. Yeah. So anyways,
oh my god, I guess it never hurts to ask.
Yeah, but so that was,
Tori's like, no, it hurts.
Yeah, I would never, like, when she said that, I was like, that is insane to me. But anyways, so I just thought that was an interesting anecdote of this situation. But
very interesting.
Anyways, what is y'all's take? Also, there's a girl who like weighed in on this and called everyone, all her followers, broke for not being able to afford the $99 or the $100 pajamas, and she's like losing hundreds of thousands. That girl's crazy. She's from Florida.
Oh,
I'm from Florida, so I can say that.
Yeah, you know? Tori knows.
But she just screams Florida to me. Her and her whole friend group, I'm like, you are so Florida that like I can't even like I just see you, Florida girl. From one Florida girl to the other, and who has tried to like get the Florida-ness out of me as best as possible.
I've seen what I needed to see.
Yep, exactly. But anyways, so that's really
I need to
What's
go do
going
a
on?
deep dive.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I thought I was like watching Allie's video because I don't skip an Allie Coach video. I love her. And I was like, is this an ad for like pajamas? And then she was like trash talking them. And I was like, is this an ad? Like, is she like trash talking them in this ad? And then I was like, oh, no, it's not an ad. Not an ad.
Yeah. Wild behavior.
Wild behavior.
But
Oh
good
my
for
gosh.
her.
Okay. Let's debrief about your trip because it was
Yeah.
so good. It could not have gone better.
We had such an amazing time. Okay.
Ugh.
So I get in late at night. Hannah scoops me up, and she also takes me on like a food tour. We had like this well thought out, and well, Hannah had this well thought out.
Yeah. No one knew
but,
where they were going. It was, I was
yeah.
like, this is where we're going now. And it was a surprise to everyone.
Yeah, I was just along for the ride. But as a girl who's obsessed with In-N-Out and has not been able to have it for years at this point because I've been gone from California for so long, and anytime we've been back it just like hasn't lined up. Like the fact,
so sad.
I know, the fact that Hannah brought me to In-N-Out like on my first night in, like, oh my gosh.
Where else do you go at 10:30 at night, honestly? Because poor Tori was like, I'll just like land at SFO and then I'll just like grab some food somewhere and then come over. And I was like, no, I will pick you up and we'll go to In-N-Out and then we'll be happy together.
I know, but it's just like with you being pregnant, I just want to make things easy on you. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I didn't drive you back to the airport on Monday morning.
I do not blame you. I had to catch a 5:10 a.m. Uber. That was awful. Yeah, but I made it, and I almost didn't wake up. I slept in my clothes I was going to travel in for that reason.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. John literally, he like woke me up on Monday and he was like, I went and made sure Tori left.
Oh,
And I was
that
like,
was nice.
I was like, that's mean. I don't want her to leave. And then I was like, oh, I see what you're saying. Like that she didn't just like oversleep. And, like,
no, that was so
sleep.
nice of him. Because normally I'm like, gosh, I don't have Matt here to make sure I get up. Because that's what would normally happen.
I know. I would oversleep for sure. Anyway,
Okay.
I had all this stuff planned for Tori because a lot of the places that I wanted to go, I was like, oh, you have to plan ahead, like to get reservations and stuff. So I was like, I have it all figured out, Tori. Like, we're gonna like fuck it up all over the bay.
And
that we did. Oh, the In-N-Out experience was so funny though, because I took Tori to this one that's like a little ghetto. John was like, don't take her there. And I was like, well, it's the closest one to our house. Like, I'm just gonna go there. And then Tori was asking them, she was like, I want my bun mustard fried and I want my fries like triple cooked and like all this stuff. And the woman was like, sure. And then like none of that did not happen. She was just like, whatever. She was like, you want what? I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to say that you're getting it, but you're not actually going to get it.
She did none of it. I was like, oh, okay, thanks.
I know Tori's been waiting like years to have In-N-Out, and this one woman's like, okay, yeah. I don't care.
Hey, guys, if you don't know, if you are near an In-N-Out, get your burger mustard fried. It doesn't even taste like mustard. I didn't get to enjoy it this time, but what they do is they put mustard on the grill and then they like fry your patty in it and the like bread bun, so it just makes it extra crispy, like on the grill. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Love crisp.
I do. I love a crisp. And then also ask for 3-minute fries because it makes the fries crunchy at In-N-Out.
I'm just an animal style girly. I was watching this video. They were like, I called it the doggy style fries by accident.
Oh my gosh,
I was mortifying. Like, no, I would do that for sure. Still delightful. Like bad In-N-Out is better than any other fast food.
No complaints, 0 complaints. Delicious. And also how you don't feel bad after you eat it. Like if I were to eat a hamburger from like McDonald's or from like Burger King or like any of the other ones, like you feel like shit. But In-N-Out, you don't. You're like, I'm healthy.
It's like when you have like ice cream from Trader Joe's and you're like, no, but it's healthy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't make the rules. It just is. Yeah. I don't know.
I need to go back to In-N-Out now.
I
So yeah, that's
know.
how we started this glorious trip. And we were just like sitting on the couch, like so happy with our In-N-Out. And I was like, I'm thriving. My bestie's here.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. Yeah, and then we pretty much went to sleep like right after that because it was late. And
Mhm.
also, In-N-Out takes a long time. I don't know if you don't know this about In-N-Out, there's always a line. No matter which one
Always.
you go to, like you're gonna sit in a line. If there's ever not a line, it's like, oh, wow, like this is crazy. You
It was 10 o'clock at night, you guys, and there was like such a long line. I was like, what are people doing 10 o'clock on a Wednesday?
don't you have to work? Like, don't you need
Yeah,
to
why
be
are you
in bed?
here? Go to bed.
Oh, that's
Oh my
funny.
God. You know what I just realized too? I'm so sad about this. So I just got a new car. It's a Tesla. We don't support Elon Musk in this house, but it is a good car. I hate to say it. And I just realized that we never did karaoke.
Oh, damn.
I'm so sad. They have like a karaoke feature in the car, you guys. Like, there's all these songs you can pick from, and then they take the words away, and then you can just like sing. And I was so excited to do that with Tori, and I literally just a second realized we never did it. So I guess you have to come back.
Oh, definitely. We gotta do karaoke in House of Prime Rib next.
Oh, we do. We really do.
By the way, the Tesla is amazing. I rode
Oh,
in it, so I can contest. Hannah just got a Tesla, and it is so nice. It's so good. I'm
it
sold.
is so nice.
No, it's so funny though. When she picked me up from the airport, by the way, I was like not paying attention. I had my headphones on that I'm wearing right here, and noise canceling, and I was like off in the distance. And you know what song was playing? My Tears Ricochet by Taylor Swift.
The drama. The
Yeah,
drama.
and I was also chat GPTing, therapizing myself on the plane, crying on the way to town. And so I was like, da, na, my
Yeah,
tears
Tori's in her
ricochet.
own world over there. I like saw her and I was like, Tori! And everyone looks but Tori.
Because I
Everyone's
have
looking at me.
noise cancel.
And she's like looking down. She's all moody. I'm like, oh, she's going through something.
and then I finally catch her just out the corner of my eye, not because I hear her, because I see her, and I'm like, oh.
I'm like, get your ass in the vehicle. Literally, everyone was looking at me like, do you know her? And I was like, she's going through something, okay? Be nice.
That was so funny. That's hilarious.
That was so funny. And I forgot how short you were. Because it's been like 8 months. I don't know. It's been a long time since we saw each other. And I was like, oh, my little friend.
Yeah, and you know, the funny thing is I was wearing platform Uggs. So, even shorter than that, if you can believe it.
The next day, I took her down to Palo Alto, which is where I grew up. And I was so sad that we didn't do that last time she was here because I love Palo Alto. And I was like, you're going to love Palo Alto.
It's so nice. I love Palo Alto. I love it. I was telling Matt, I was like, Matt, we didn't even do all the, because we couldn't, whenever Matt and I lived in the Bay Area, it was like COVID peak times. It was round 2 of COVID. So they had all those rules in place of like, no one is going out. Like we'd already been through this one time before. Like everything is locked down and just
Sad.
everything was shut down. So it just wasn't like, we couldn't do like these kinds of things. We had to do nature things, which thankfully Northern California is like gorgeously beautiful and naturous. So
Gorgeously beautiful and naturous.
I love that. We should put that on a t-shirt. But
yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm obsessed with it. It honestly reminds me of Santa Barbara, actually. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, the downtown area, I was like, this looks like Santa Barbara's downtown. Like,
yeah, we didn't
definitely.
even like have that much time. Like, we didn't get to walk around Stanford Shopping Center that much, or like, you need to come back and spend like a month here, truly, or just live here. Because there's like so much that I want to do, so many places to take you. But we did get to go to RH for lunch, which is like the newest RH at Stanford Shopping Center.
Oh, it's so nice. We had lunch with your mom, which was so fun. She's
Shout
so
out.
sweet. I love your mom.
She's obsessed with you.
Well, I'm obsessed with her.
She's like, Torri is my new daughter. Like, move aside Hannah. Bring Torri to me. She's obsessed. She literally called me after Torri left and she was like, can you tell Torri that she just has to move here? Like, she doesn't need to move to Santa Barbara. She doesn't need to move to New York. Like, she needs to move here and be a part of our family. She's like, I'm obsessed with her.
Oh, well, likewise. I'm obsessed with her. We had so much fun. And that's where I met her, was at RH. We went to lunch, and it was a fabulous lunch, just all the way around. Like, fabulous place, fabulous company, fabulous food. Like, also
So
that RH, like, is almost, it's like they all kind of look the same, but I think they all have like a little bit different vibe. Like, that one is like a little beachier to me than the other ones, and I loved it. Like, I'm obsessed.
So good. And it was at Stanford. And I just love Stanford. Like, that is my place. I'm sad we didn't get to just like walk around the whole mall, go to the Anthro, because like there's so much good stuff there.
I bet. It was huge. Like a huge area, a huge mall.
They made it big and bougie. It used to be a lot smaller. It used to have affordable stores. Now they're like, are you a designer store? Because if not, you're not welcome here.
Well, there was
except Anthropology.
Anthro, you can stay because you're on the line. There was a Nobu in that area too. Like, not right there, but
downtown.
Yeah. I was like, oh, we're bougie over here. I love it. This is because Hannah and I we're bougie girls.
We're bougie girls. We'll spend a hot dollar.
Yeah, I don't know if you've caught the vibe yet, but just to let y'all know.
Oh, yeah, that was so good. Such a fun day. Then we drove home in the Tessie. I was just like, having the Tesla to drive Torri around in just makes everything better.
It was so fun. And also, I needed deodorant, and I was in a pinch that day, and I bought the infamous $32 deodorant that smells like an old lady. It's the Donna Karan deodorant. So if you see that in Sephora, avoid.
Torri was like, should I buy this? And I was like, no. And she was like, I'm going to buy it. And then the rest of the trip, she was like, I really regret buying this.
Well, because in my thing, I was like, well, I need a deodorant. And then I was like, it's got to be good because it's so expensive. So at least it'll be like a good travel deodorant. I'll have it and I'll just use it when I travel. No. And also, they should have let me smell it first. Like, the fact that they don't have one you can smell first, maybe that's their
red
thing.
Flag.
Yeah, that's it. That's why.
They should have been like, wait, are you over 60? Because this probably isn't for you.
You can't buy it then. Yeah, one of the nights that we were up giggling, half of the giggles were
about the deodorant.
I was like, smell this. Does this smell like an old lady? And then we got John to smell it. We're like, John, smell this deodorant.
John was like, no, I think it's okay.
I was like, that's nice of you, but
but you're lying. I was like, it's like half old lady and it's half just like very floral, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go smell it, you guys. Smell the infamous deodorant from Sephora that they won't let you smell. Okay, and then that night we went to Shandong in Oakland, which is good. Chinese. And because Torri, like, months ago was like, I want really good noodles. And I was like, you know where they have really good noodles is Shandong. Because they make them there.
And you can see, like, a little Asian lady at the front, like, pulling them and, like, cutting them, like, in a window. Like, you could watch them. And it looks like it's an authentic place. It doesn't look like it like, is an authentic place. Like, you can just tell.
Yeah, a hole in the wall, Chinatown.
Like, it's so good. Like, oh, my gosh. I was showing Matt. I was like, these noodles were so good. And I wish you could taste them.
They were so good. And like, they put us at this tiny table that was like for two, but we were three. And then they kept bringing dishes because we ordered like everything. Because we were like, well, we're not going to go like small on this, you know, like we're going to get everything. And Torri kept being like, can we get this? And I was like, of course. So our table was like so full. Yeah, no, that's what I love about you because I'm the same way. I remember that last time you visited, we got Thai and you were like, can we just get like everything? And I was like, of course we can get everything. You're speaking my language.
It was delicious. I would highly recommend going there. And also just like it's an experience seeing
Mm-hmm.
a little old Asian lady up there with her hands making the food with love like that. Like so good.
Yeah. And if you are in the Bay Area, you've probably heard of Shandong. Because,
Hmm.
like, everyone has. Like, we were talking to my neighbors, and she was like, that's my favorite Chinese place.
Yeah,
So
she was
good.
like, we briefly moved to Chicago, and that was the place that I missed the most was Shandong.
It's so good. And I used to live close enough to it to, like, get it ordered as takeout. And those were the days, let me tell you.
And then the next day was the next day baby shower day? No.
No, next day was photo shoot day for Internet Girlz.
Yeah, we have a new era of internet girl photos, but basically we're just seasonal girls. So we just change it up per
Mm-hmm.
season and per vibe, you know?
That's right. We're in November. It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's moody.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are dark and moody.
That's right. We're winter. We're being like, brr, I'm cold.
Brr. We had our little farmer outfits on.
Mm-hmm. We're being like little wholesome farmer market. It's a farmer's market. We own a coffee truck in front of the painted lady. Yeah, because we were in front of this like coffee truck, and the girl taking our photos, love her, shout out Juliet, she was our friend. She was like, you guys look like you own this coffee truck. Like you
And we
started this
do.
coffee truck. Yeah.
It's like branding photos.
Yeah, it's so funny.
No, it was so perfect because we were going to go to Juliet's house and she has like the cutest little apartment in San Francisco right off of DeViz. And Tori was like, can we go to Painted Ladies? Like, is that far from where she lives? And I was like, that's a good question. So I was like looking it up and I was like, oh no, she literally lives right next to Painted Ladies. Like, you could not have gotten closer if you tried.
Yeah, which is so cool because I have been to San Francisco a good amount of times since I used to live like in the area, and I had never been. Like it just like I'd done like most of the touristy San Francisco things, but I just had never been. And so I was like, "Yay, I got to see the painted ladies."
It was so cute. We were sitting in the wet grass in our little matching overalls and with
Yeah.
our little Uggies. And yeah, I looked at it and I was like, no, we look like farmers. Like, I love it. And then we went to RH again.
We
A
just
different
can't
one.
stay away.
I can't because we wanted like a rooftop vibe. And I was like, oh, how about the RH rooftop? Because it's so bougie. It's so beautiful. So we went there. I got the best parking spot in the house. Like, unbelievable, right in front. San Francisco. Like, who? What? When? And it was just a dream.
Yeah, so many people were like, "Are you guys leaving?" And we're like, "No, sorry," because
Yeah,
we had
because
to
we were like
change.
changing
I was like,
in
"If
front
this
of the
is,"
Tessie.
yeah, I was like, "This is a hark back to our old Instagram era days where we used to lug around the huge cameras and change in the cars or outside the
Mm-hmm.
cars." Felt all too familiar.
I know, putting on our third outfit of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trying to put my little pregnancy underwear on under my dress. Like, nobody's looking, right? And then, yeah, we got up to the rooftop. It's like primo weather. Like, it's supposed to rain here for the next like 2 weeks. We got so lucky.
No
It was
way.
beautiful. I know. I'm sitting by a fire and I was like, Tori, you can go get a glass of wine. Like, have some fun. So Tori comes back with like a full glass of bubbles. And I was like, this is so precious. I realized you never brought me water though. So
Oh.
I know. A little sad about that still.
Sorry, I totally forgot. It took
I know it
so
was a week
long.
ago, but I'm not over it.
Holds a grudge. Me too, honestly.
That bitch. No, it was so fun though, and we like took a bunch of pictures, and we also just like sat and just enjoyed. Like, it wasn't that like vibe of like, oh my god, we have to shoot before the sun goes down. We were just like, let's vibe.
We're
This
just
is great.
enjoying, like, because that rooftop in particular is like water view. Like, there's
Mm.
sculptures. Like, there was a little fire pit out there eventually.
A fire
Like,
pit.
oh my gosh, like that was I was like, I want to come here every day. Like, can this be my house?
It's such a dream, such a beautiful place. And yeah, what did you call? because we went to the dog patch. That's where it is. What were you calling that? You were like that dog place.
The dog yard.
The dog yard. So beautiful. But then we had to get home because we had reservations at another Oakland hotspot, Belotti.
Oh, it was so good. I'm still thinking about that pasta, honestly. Like, oh my gosh. When I was doing my stories yesterday, I was like, oh, this was so good.
So good.
It's like a Italian, but you can tell it's like from scratch place. Like they make everything. This is not like a place where they're opening sauce out of a jar. This is a place where they're back there in the kitchen cutting up herbs from the garden type place.
Exactly. Yeah, Belotti is like traditional Italian where like it just shows off the ingredients. So it's like very simple dishes often, but it's like really highlights the beautiful ingredients. They even have a bottega. Did you know this? No. So you can go buy the pastas, you can buy the sauces.
No way.
Isn't that crazy? So we could like make it at home.
Where is the bottega?
Also in Oakland.
Is it near the store or near the restaurant?
Not far, but not like walkable.
That's so cool. What a concept.
I know. Just a great little, like, it's so cozy too. Like, it's such a small little restaurant. I love it. Everyone I've taken there, they've been amazed. And it is so good.
It's delicious. Like, oh my gosh. My pasta too, it was like unique a little bit. Like, it was like, had a little bit of citrusy, and then it was duck. And oh my gosh, but creamy at the same time.
Yeah, the duck sugo with orange zest or something. And then John got the classic agnolotti, which is like these little pillows of pasta that are like stuffed with beef and the sauce on it. I would like to bathe in that sauce. I could drink it by the cup. Like, that sauce is incredible. And then I had the just like wild boar sugo bolognese, and it was perfect. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I want to go there again, like right now, tomorrow, or tonight.
Come back. You should never have left. I told you. And then we went home to get our beauty sleep. AKA we went home to like laugh until we
giggle. Yeah. I love giggle nights.
I love giggle nights. I know. I always try to giggle with John, but he's always on his phone. He loves that thing more than me.
We really weren't on the phones. Like, we were straight giggling. We were talking about Cheesecake Factory. And about how they have stuck with the, like, the motif that was so popular when they came about was, like,
the Tuscan, like...
Yeah, like, that was, like, the most fanciest thing in the world back then. And they are, like, this is who we are. We're sticking with it. And we're laughing about that.
Yeah, and then, okay, last night, we were, like, talking so much about Cheesecake Factory, and last night, Torri texts me, she's like, guess where I am? And she sends me, like, a blurry picture of, like, one of the pools in the Cheesecake Factory. I was like, doing it for the plot.
I was like, she's gonna get it. She's gonna get it.
I was like, John, we need to go. Like, ASAP. I miss it. Maybe I'll go tonight. Celebrate passing my glucose test.
You should. Matt and I, which I'll get to this later, because we ended up getting a house or whatever for our next stint. And so we wanted to see a movie. And if you're right there, if you're by a mall, by the movies, there's literally nothing else to do,
Literally.
Food court or Cheesecake Factory, what are you picking?
Did you get a cheesecake?
No, we don't ever get the cheesecake because
they're big.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, I would rather... We did go to a cookie place though.
Oh, nice.
And we got some cookies to bring into the movie. It was great.
I need to figure out where we have a Cheesecake Factory, because when we were in downtown Palo Alto, I looked over and realized the Cheesecake Factory that I used to grow up going to is gone. So I need to figure out where there is one and then drag John, because I need to go. I'm so hungry. Wow.
I know, so am I actually.
Yeah, I need a snack. Okay, so yeah, next day was baby shower day, which I like woke up like it was my wedding day. I was like, Torri texted me like, "It's baby day." I was like, "Oh my god, this feels so important." Like, this is crazy.
It is so important because if you think about it, like you only get one of those, you know.
Exactly. I mean, some people have more than one, but nobody really likes to go to it if it's your second one.
Yeah, it's
I don't
like
know.
it's like it's already been done. Like,
I know. They're like, you already had one. Like,
yeah,
it's like your wedding. If you have a second wedding, people are like, we already did this. We already bought you all the presents. So we're going to
yeah,
skip.
it like loses its luster, you know. So we woke up. It was so exciting. I was like, "Yay, it's the day." I had to steam my dress that had so many ruffles on it. And then Hannah was still deciding, like, that morning what to wear. She was, like, very torn.
Mhm.
It was a toss up.
It was a hard decision. And people, I didn't realize how invested people were in the dress choice. Cause like when I posted my dress, people were like, oh my God, I was dying to know which one you got. I even got a message from my like, one of my like siblings in laws who was like, oh my gosh, my mom showed up to family dinner on Sunday. And one of the topics on her list to talk about was your baby shower dress.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
And I was like, all right, love the commitment. Like, I didn't know people were that excited about it, but I'll take it. It was a hard choice. Thank you,
It was.
Newly.
You had so many great options. So many great
So
options.
many.
But you
I
went with
know.
the
And
perfect choice.
honestly, the where I messed up was asking people's advice.
Yeah, I
Because
always
I was
you knew which one you wanted, you know?
I did. I wore the one that I wanted, but I would like ask someone and they would be like, well, not that one. And I'd be like, oh no. Like
Yeah.
that was actually the one that I was leaning towards. And they're like, well, you look good in all of them. I'm like, well, you already said it.
Yeah.
So
No, I
you
don't
can't take it
believe
back.
Yeah.
No
No.
takesies backsies.
No, I always feel that. If there's something that I'm like asking for someone's opinion on, but I know which one, that I kind of have like but I kind of want this one, and then they don't say that one, I'm like, well, I'm gonna pick this one anyways. And now they just said this one, so now it's awkward.
Exactly. You're like, that's actually not the one I wanted you to pick. So thanks for
So,
making things awkward for me.
yeah.
Anyway, so we had like a tea themed. It was so funny. I didn't even explore themes. Like when I got pregnant, I was like, tea. I originally wanted to have it at my house because I just wanted it to be like casual, like, you know, people around here. But my mom and John were like, you cannot have it at your house. That would be so stressful. And I mean, yeah, it probably would have been.
Imagine if you had it at your house, then you would have had to like worry about cleaning it up and like putting it all together. Like,
Well, I was going to
you
hire
know,
people for that.
yeah, but still, like, you know, like
Yeah.
even if there, you
Yeah.
still would have been like, you know,
No, it's
also,
true. I feel like I just want to host people here because it's like still kind of my new house. And I'm like, come see the nursery and come see it's so
oh
cute.
yeah, that's true. Then you could, and also for the gifts, you're like, oh, they're right there. But
Yeah. Oh, so I did a diaper raffle and I honestly didn't know this was going to be as big of a deal as it was. We have so many diapers, you guys. I don't think we're going to have to buy diapers for at least the first 6 months of her life.
I love that for you.
I'm like sitting next to diapers. Like there's diapers everywhere. The garage is full. The car was full. Our neighbor had to help us bring it back. Like there were so many diapers.
On
Unbelievable.
honestly, everyone should do a diaper raffle at their shower. Like everyone should do a diaper raffle. Don't you think?
Yeah. No, it was so fun. I my only regret is that like I didn't know people were gonna get that into it. So I wish I had like more prizes. Cause I only planned like one big prize, thinking like, well, I don't know how many people are actually gonna do it. Like everyone brought diapers. And then it was like, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? And John's grandma ended up winning, and she was like very confused.
Does she has Alzheimer's, doesn't she?
Like early stages, we
Mm-hmm.
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing diagnosed, but like she has
Oh.
some like not long-term memory issues, but like short-term. So I was like, is she gonna even remember that I'm pregnant? Like, we'll see. But yeah, she really likes the gift. I was like, you know what? This is very Grandma Molly coded, actually. Like,
Yeah.
the stuff she got is cute. Like, it was like a candle and a Starbucks gift card and this cute little beaded change purse from Anthropology. I was like, this is actually right up her alley.
Oh, it was a great gift. Like 10 out of 10 gift. Like the candles from Anthropology too. Like
Big candle from
nice. Huge can.
Anthropology.
Y'all know. That's a good gift.
That's a good gift. Oh, and a piece of my pottery that I made, which I thought was super cute. So yeah, just like good all around. Couple skincare goodies from the PR chest, you know. So yeah, and it was just fun. Like all the games and all the prizes. Like I'm so type A. I put this whole baby shower together. I was like, nope, nobody else is touching this. Like you guys can pay for it, but I'm playing in it. Like this is my day. So yeah, we did some really fun games. We did one that was like, who's gonna like do this thing, like mom or dad? And it was like, who will change the most diapers? And everyone was like, mom. And I was like, y'all are Delulu. I'm not changing a diaper.
No, I
Who
put
do you think I am?
John for that. I put John for that too. I was like,
You know me.
yeah.
Yeah. I know. And my grandma was sitting right there and she like didn't get like a single one right. And I was like, you know us like better than a lot of the people here. Like, what are you doing? And then, yeah, we did one that was like, guess the ages. And I'm pretty sure that both my mom and John's mom, who wrote down all the ages, got them all wrong. Because, and I didn't even think about it because I was just like blindly like filling this out. Because there was one where I looked like I was like 6 months and my mom said like age 2. And people were like, this is a lie.
I know. When you were in that high chair when I was like, I have friends' kids and there is literally no way that you were
My mom was
she said you were 1.5 in that photo. I was like,
she was like, I feel like I was wrong. I was like, yeah, I think you were kind of wrong. That one got a little off course.
Oh, that's yeah.
Oh, and then another game that I thought was so funny was we hid these like tiny plastic babies and like all over the tea place. There wasn't a lot of room to hide them. But when my mom announced that, people like threw chairs. Like
no, it was wild. I was like, okay, we're gonna sit here until they're like, okay, we're gonna find them in a second. No, as soon as the words left her mouth, people got up from the table. I was like, oh, I need to get
chairs
up.
were being thrown. Like people were like, move. Like all the grandmas stayed seated. They were scared.
I was like, oh shoot, I need to get up because Hannah had given me a leg up, which I really appreciate. She put one of the babies in my spoon of my tea thing. I was like, thanks, bestie. Or did you not do that?
I don't think I did that.
Oh, that was John.
I think
Thank
you
John.
did that.
No. Someone did that. There was a baby in my spoon of my tea. I was like, thanks, besties. So I grabbed that and then I was like looking around and I was like, oh, I'm doing so good. I got 3. And then someone was like,
I have 12.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm out.
Also, I just kind of thought it was going to be a thing where people like casually looked during the shower and not just like got up and like trampled like our grandmas to like find these hidden babies.
Yeah, there was no babies left in like 30 seconds after that. Like maybe less, honestly.
It was crazy. I should have hidden more. Oh my God. Yeah, the games were amazing because I was very against like the chuggy games of like, let's see how big mommy's belly is. Like, I'm not here to get my feelings hurt. Thank you.
So
how
weird.
Rude.
Yeah. No, they were so fun. Like, I love whenever baby showers have good games. That's like all you really need for makings of a good baby shower is good games.
I agree. Those were really, really fun. Yeah. And I just felt like everyone like got along, like everyone like became friends with everyone, like all the little groups. Cause I worked on this seating chart, like nobody's business. Like that was very important to me that like everyone was sat with like the best people for them. So I worked on that a lot. It really worked out. I think people like really got to know each other.
Yeah, the seating chart was perfect. Like
so good.
I loved my table. We were kikiing, laughing, having the best time, talking.
Wait, great. We have to talk about what I said to my aunt. No, you know how you like get home after an event and you're like, all right, I need to like do a debrief. Like, did I say anything stupid? Like, I did. I always do.
No, there was two things that Hannah did that were hilarious to me. Okay, well, the main one to me that I noticed is because I was like videoing her on the camcorder of her like opening her gifts, because she has like a handheld like super cute camcorder, and she kept going off. There was like an older aunt or someone like that. Was it your
John's
aunt?
aunt.
Yeah,
John's aunt. Yeah.
Who was sitting next to her, and she would open up a gift and she would turn to the aunt and be like, did they have this when you were a mom? Like with every gift, and sometimes it would be something like so like a bottle or something.
Well, because she was always telling me like we didn't have that when I was a mom like 100 years ago.
But then it became every gift Hannah did.
I'd like show her a swaddle and be like, did they have these when you were?
And she did it after every single gift, and I was dying on the inside. I was like videoing her because no one else was like paying that close attention as me, because I was like videoing, and I just heard you do it every single time, and I was dying. I was like, is this lady gonna be like... And then the other thing,
This one's worse.
yeah, Hannah, I feel like you should, and then I'll elaborate on what how you try to gaslight.
I did. I tried to gaslight the shit out. Okay, so one of my Dutch relatives, like my Dutch aunt, was there, and I was standing with her and John, and we were talking about. She was like, "So only one baby, right? No twins?" And I was like, "No twins." And she was like, "You know, when I was having my daughter, at first there were two babies. And then after 3 months, there was only one baby." And I said, "Oh, did she eat her in the womb?" And everyone was just like, what do you say to that?
Then we get home, right? And we're like sitting there. And Hannah goes, did you hear her said that her daughter ate her other daughter in the womb? And I didn't hear that first part, the first interaction, and I was like, oh, no way, she really said that.
And then John's like, that's...
John was like, no, Hannah, you said that.
I'm crying. I think I just peed myself a little. So yeah, successful baby shower 10 out of 10. John was like, you were so embarrassing.
But honestly, overall, it was just so sweet. Like the whole day, it was just so sweet, and
it was good. It was a really good day. Lots of like sweet presents, a lot of like homemade presents for baby girl, which just like touched me. I was like, don't cry. Like it was so nice of everyone to just like show up and like spoil her, and yeah, I was just so appreciative.
Yeah. And not only like the homemade gifts, but you did good on your registry. Like
we did good. We really made out. I was like, early on, I was like, we're gonna have to buy so much, and now I'm like, oh, we're good. Like there's only a couple things we actually need to buy.
Yeah, you did so good. Like you're prepared now, you know?
Yeah, the nursery's a mess because we just like shoved everything in there, minus the diapers, which are all in the garage. But yeah, it's a work in progress. Also, what's so funny is people, I kept having to be like, John, the nursery's not actually done, because people would ask him like, oh, how's the nursery coming along? And he'd be like, it's pretty much done. And I was like, why are you telling people that? Like, it's not done at all. All we have is like a crib. And he'd be like, well, it's painted. And I'm like, that doesn't, people are going to come over and expect to see it finished. And it's like a wreck in there.
He means structurally.
I
Like,
know, that's such a man answer. Like, oh,
boy
it's
brain.
done.
Yeah.
Everything I had to do was finish. So,
Also, the food was so good. I gotta say
oh,
that.
food was
Although
so good.
I didn't get to try a chicken salad sandwich, but that's okay.
I don't
um,
know how you missed that though, because there were so many extra sandwiches, and I was walking around the room like taking people's sandwiches.
maybe
Mostly
you
just the
took
cucumber.
mine. I'm
No,
just
no, I
kidding.
only took the cucumber ones.
I'm just joking. No,
What a
but
shame.
it was so good. It was delicious. Although the tea was so good.
Mm,
I made sure to try the black currant tea because that was your favorite, and oh
yeah.
my gosh,
So
so
delicious.
it was so
Yeah,
good.
so good. And like the little scones are so soft and
Hmm.
oh, so good. Yeah, what a delight. If you guys are in the Bay, it's Lisa's Tea Treasures in Los Altos. It used to be in Menlo Park, so I used to go there when I was a little girl with my mom, and it is just phenomenal.
It was decorate. It's like so cute too. Like it's a cute place. Like we had the whole upstairs too to ourselves,
Hmm.
and it was like two big long tables, and
It was cute. It felt cozy. And
mhm,
also, it was just beautiful there. Like outside, all the leaves were like bright red. It was
mhm.
like the most perfect time to
A
like
per-
be in that area. Like it was so busy because people were just there like leaf peeping.
yeah, it was like a perfect fall day. Um,
So good.
John's mom ran the games, which she did a great job.
She did such a good job.
Because she's a Sunday school teacher, right? So
Hmm.
you could just tell she knew what she was
Yeah.
doing.
She knew what she was doing. I'm like sitting like in between like diapers and books and gas flakes, snot claws gifts, like all this stuff for the baby. People really came through. They really surprised me. Like, even though I was like, I saw what was happening on the registry, but a lot of people like did registry plus other stuff. And I was just like blown away. Like, so, so, so sweet.
And it was really special that I got to be there. Like I was like, this is so sweet and special,
I
and
know.
stay
I would
with
have been
you.
so sad if you hadn't come.
I know. I'm so
My
glad I got to
bestie.
come.
It was so good. So yeah, I can't believe it's over. And like I feel like okay, that's what I was like preparing for and now the next thing is like having the kid. So that's scary that she'll be here in 3 months. I had my baby shower kind of early and all these moms that I was talking to were like that's so smart because like a lot of people do it like late in their third trimester and I was just so worried like what if I'm on bed rest? What like it's going to be
Mhm.
February, like January is a gross month to like want to do anything. Nobody wants to go anywhere. So I was like, let's do this early, pre Black Friday. Now I can shop for everything that I didn't get from the registry and
Also, I
it was
feel
just
like
perfect.
you're in the peak of like feeling good right now for
Yeah.
pregnancy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
totally.
it's like before because I feel like right now you're not really feeling nauseous at all like that, like you were.
Fuck yeah.
And then also like it's before you get too pregnant where you're like I don't want to leave the house.
Exactly, which I'm
And
fully preparing for a
yeah.
January of hibernation.
Yeah, but most people like that's whenever they do their baby showers when they're in that like I don't feel like leaving the house
Yeah,
mode.
I don't get it. That sounds
Yeah.
hard. And also, like, don't you want to set up and like get all your baby stuff? Because this is when you get it. And if you wait till you're like 34 weeks pregnant, then you have like barely any time left to like get everything you need to get, set up the nursery. Like, I'm too type A for that.
Yeah. I
Mm,
get that.
you get it. You get me. It was perfect. I wouldn't change a thing. Okay, so that brings us to our last day, which was we didn't do much because by that day, Sunday, I was so tired. I was like, Tori, what if we just nap today? Wouldn't that be fun?
And we did. I was really tired too, so I knew you were really tired.
Yeah, very tired. Went to the little bakery in the morning, got some food, and then, yeah, we napped for a while. We were supposed to record this episode then, but I was like, I don't think I have it in me. And this is much better. I'm feeling good now that I've had like a full day of sleeping. But then we had the most extraordinary dinner
Oh my
experience
gosh.
to top off all the amazing dinners of the trip.
Save the
Tell us
best for
about it.
last. Oh
Tell
my
us about it,
gosh.
Torri.
So I have always wanted to go to Flower and Water. And so we
Me
did
too.
that. We got to go to Flower and Water. It was so good. Which Flower and Water is like this famous kind of restaurant in San Francisco. I would say it's famous. Like people
Yeah.
know about it. Yeah. And it's like a pasta Italian restaurant, and it happened to be restaurant week, so we got to do their
We
pasta
lucked out.
tasting menu for like a cheaper price. And oh my gosh,
Oh,
I'm still dreaming about some of their dishes.
everything was perfect. It was just honestly one of the best restaurants I think I've ever been to in my life. Like it was so good.
No, same. Like, oh my gosh, like every dish was just like attention to detail, like
Mhm.
perfect. Like they really, and you know, a lot of restaurants do that, but you could just tell everything was made with love, and like everyone there just like really cares. Also, it's one of those places where you're like, everyone here is like cooler than me, you know.
Way cooler.
Like all the waiters and like everyone.
I know they're wearing their like little crop top sweaters and stuff. And of course
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh my God, where's your sweater from, Tori?" And I was like, "Yeah, she's really cute." It was
No.
so good. It was like a 7-course meal. And it started with this little like shoot, what's it called? The cannoli.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the like amuse bouche was this cannoli. I actually went the vegetarian menu because I'm not a fish eater, and so mine came with this like fake caviar almost, or like fish
Mhm.
eggs that was made
Mhm.
from like seaweed, and this like cheesy cream inside, and it was so good. And that was just like the amuse bouche.
Oh, it was delicious. And my favorite dish was probably like technically course one, but really course two. It was like this cheesy, like with
Mm,
balsamic little bit on top, and they had like the
pasta.
perfect, yeah, pasta and like this perfect, like, um, Parmesan blend of
Mm.
cheeses. Like, oh my
And they
gosh.
brought the bread, like the sourdough bread with it. And you guys, when I say John was about to throw hands over this sauce, like I was like, I took some extra sauce for my pasta. And he was like, "Didn't you already get sauce?" He was like, "That's for dipping." I was like, "Oh my God." Because we all had to share like one plate for the tasting. And yeah, he was like, "Hands off the sauce." Okay. Like we have to dip our bread in that. So serious. But yeah, it was literally to die for. There were 3 pasta courses. So that is like my prime kind of dinner. And then this like pork Milanese situation, just like everything was so perfect. It was perfectly portioned out. Like we were perfectly full at the end. And like every little thing that was on these plates just accented each other perfectly. Like there's no other word
Mhm.
besides perfect, honestly.
Yeah, from like the texture of it to like the taste to like just everything. It was one of my favorite
So
meals I've
good.
ever had in my whole life.
Ever.
Hmm.
And you know what's so sad is I've never been to Flower and Water, and it's a place I've wanted to go for the last like 8 years. So the fact that I haven't been now and I know how good it is, I'm like, oh, so why? What was I doing the last 8 years? Why was I not there?
Yeah, but at least you live close, so you can go.
That's true. It's just off, pop off the freeway. Yeah,
Mhm.
so good. And then we took like some pictures after dinner with Flash, and you'll see those on the Internet Girlz page because they
Mhm.
cute. But
So cute.
that was just like the creme de la creme, like the best way to end this perfect trip. Cherry on top, like, oh,
Hmm.
to die for.
Yeah, such a great trip. And then I had to wake up super early in the morning and leave on a jet plane. But I feel like
Sad.
whole day was kind of gone, like the day I left, because you lose hours coming
Yeah.
here. You know what I mean? So it's like, really, when I landed, it was only like 1 o'clock in California time. But in this time, it was like four, you know? So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it didn't feel like much of a day for me either.
yeah.
I just woke up depressed. John was like, had to make sure Tori was gone. And I was like, Tori's gone? Like, she actually left? Like, I thought I was going to wake up and she would still be here.
I know. I
I
know.
hate
We had
it.
so much fun. Like such a
just
fun
the
trip.
best. The best. So thank you for coming out here.
Of course. Thank you for
It was so
having
good.
me. It was
You're
so
welcome
fun.
anytime. Like,
Oh.
literally, if you show up on my doorstep, I'll be pleased.
Maybe I'll like coordinate with John one day and like surprise trip you. How fun would that be?
That would be so fun. Because I was like, you guys, next time Torri comes out here, next time we see each other, I'm going to have a baby.
Which is crazy. Isn't that
That's
crazy?
insane. She's just inside my belly kicking the shit out of me right now. But one day she'll be here kicking me in real life.
Such a good trip. Like, it couldn't have gone any better. Baby shower couldn't have gone any better. Like, it was just great.
All right. Well, you guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope we didn't laugh too hard that you missed a lot of what we said. Oops. But it was just, a giggly time. So y'all know you can rate and subscribe to our podcast. We are Internet Girlz Pod. Yeah, please. Where are all our reviews? Like, we need more. Internet Girlz Pod, that's with a Z. And you can find us on Instagram at Internet Girlz Pod, TikTok, YouTube, and we are Hanley Lifestyle and Torri Sunshine, 2 R's, 1 I. Don't mess that up. So
that's right.
Thanks for tuning in. We have a lot of fun upcoming holiday episodes for you guys. So get excited. And I can't believe it's almost December. We're getting to the end of the year here.
Crazy.
So crazy.
Flying by.
And with that, Internet Girls are out.